Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard101 video. It's been a while since I did that. Is my camera fogged up? It's good. So it's been a while since I said that, obviously, because I've been playing Pirate 101 a lot. But don't worry, Wizard101 videos aren't going away from my channel. I'm going to try to do a mix of both from here on out. I'm honestly thinking of starting a new Let's Play series, Pirate 101. Let me know what you think about that, because I actually am very interested in it. And I think playing something like a Buccaneer would be really cool. Maybe something different. I'm not sure. But I would prefer, like, Buccaneer or something like that. Anyways, I digress. That's not what you clicked on this video for. This video, you clicked on for because you want to know how to play Wizard101 my way. In the way that I have done since I developed strategies as a child, how to play this game, you know, the best and most efficient way. And, you know, I feel like, you know, maybe you just want to know. So here's what I do. I'm gonna go a step-by-step basis of everything I do when I get in Wizard101, so I have the best experience in the game, and I'm very set up to have a decent character as time goes on. So you log in, you create a new character. I'm not gonna create a new character on this. It's gonna take way too long. You create a new character and you speak to Merle Ambrose, and you're like, okay, so I gotta do Unicorn Way now. You go to Unicorn Way, you hit level 2. The second you hit level 2, you want to go to your house and get a transferred mount. If you don't have a transferred mount, obviously you'll get a broom mount eventually from Private Quinn or Siren Knight Chant when you eventually beat up Rattlebones. So if you don't have a mount, at least, you know, you get a one-day mount, so don't worry too much about that. But that is the first thing you're going to want to do. On top of that, you're going to want to get Heartsteel. Now, Heartsteel over here as Nathame, 260 crowns, as you can see. It's not that bad in regards to its crown price. Realistically, you could probably get that from doing quizzes for about two or so days, and you'll be able to get it. If you don't want to do quizzes, you can get it from Prince Gobblestone at the end of Colossus Boulevard, so you're going to want that. The reason why that is because at level 5 and beyond, until probably around level 56, when you're going to want to switch to a damage Athame, that 5% resist is really good. The only reason you might want to switch before 56 is if you want Power Pip Chance, which obviously isn't a bad idea either. But realistically, if we're talking about how to play the game my way, I am most likely going to use Heartsteel up until level 56. Just because I don't feel like switching it out. 5% resist is really good. And that's that. Another thing you're going to want to do is get a pet hatched. Whether it's actually already trained or not doesn't matter, because you get 4 pet XP per every level, or not every level, every quest. So you're gonna want, in my opinion, you're gonna probably want to hatch a new pet, a baby pet, put it on your wizard and quest up, because that will be a lot more effective and you'll be able to actually get quite a bit of XP, because there's, say, Wizard City and Krakatopia combined are about 100 to 150 quests. That's, you know, 600 pet XP, which is enough to get it up to adult, which is pretty good. I've gotten pets up quite a bit before just by questing. It's a really effective way to get pets up, and I would recommend trying it if you haven't tried it before. So that's the basics that I do right off the start of the game, is I get all of those things ready so that I can later, you know, set myself up for success. Then I start questing. Obviously, getting through Unicorn Way isn't that hard, but once you get through Unicorn Way and you're level 5, that's where you want to do another thing. If you can, transfer a bunch of monstrous treasure cards up to onto your new level, because monstrous treasure cards are going to be godsend all the way up to Celestia. The difference between doing, say you're a death, the difference between doing 150 damage with a ghoul and 330 damage with a ghoul is insane. That amount of damage is enough so that realistically ghoul will be one of your better attack spells, or like it'll be the only attack spell you really need up until probably about Marleybone. And in Marleybone, that's when you're going to want to switch to maybe something like Banshee or Vampire, even something like that. I don't know why I'm using Death as an example, but Death is my example here. So that's why you want Monsters TC. But that is all the setup you need. Beyond that is just questing. So you're gonna do Unicorn Way. From there, one thing to mention in Unicorn Way that I do every single time now, which realistically is not necessary, but I do it, as I talked to Olivia Donwello here as well. She gives a Defeat Skeletal Pirates quest, which aligns with the main quest, which has a Defeat Skeletal Pirate portion now. So do that. There you go. That's an extra amount of XP that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Yeah. So you're going to want to do enrollment, get that done with, and then you're going to want to go to Sergeant Muldoon in Old Town, pick up all 3 quests at the same time. I do Firecat Alley first because it's the longest. I want to get it out of the way. Then I do Triton Avenue, and then Cyclops Lane. I do it in that order because it's from longest to shortest, and it's just generally more fun that way in my brain. Then I will move on, obviously. I'll do Foul Gaze and whatnot. And then I finish Wizard City. From there, I decide, do I want to do Colossus Boulevard and Crab Alley / Triton Underwater? Yes or no? If answer is yes, then you'll be about level 15 by the time you enter Krokotopia. If the answer is no, you'll be level 10. Either one really works. Then you go to Krokotopia. In Krokotopia, there's nothing specific I do that's like different than most others. I obviously just quest through, but I do always do that. I've never gone to Krokotopia before. Well, that sucks. But I do the Headshall Dim quest the second I get in there. That's the only quest I do without fail every single time, because the XP for amount of battle / talking is worth it. One thing to note is try to look at side quests and the ones that not only align with the main quest, but multiple side quests that align with each other. So say defeating both the same type of enemy, get those at the same time, defeat the enemy, there you go. I'm going to skim over some here, but just know that in Marleybone, I do all of the side quests. In Mushu, I do all of the side quests. And then I'm in Dragonspire. Dragonspire, I do none of the side quests. Because by that point, entering Dragonspire, I'm already level like high 30s to 40, which is actually really good for Dragonspire. By the end of Dragonspire, you tend to be 45 or above. But from Dragonspire is where things change. You might not do this every time, but I do this literally every time, every wizard without fail. Is then after Dragonspire, I do Grizzleheim and Wintertusk. The reason for that is Wintertusk obviously gives insane amounts of XP, and Celestia is actually genuinely hard. So I tend to want to be over-prepared for Celestia rather than under-prepared. When I do that, I tend to be 58 to 60 when I enter Celestia, which is obviously way better than the level 44 that you enter without doing any side quests whatsoever, which, trust me, I've done this game enough to know that you are exactly level 44 if you do 0 side quests and finish Dragonspire. I didn't mention Mount Olympus, but you obviously do Mount Olympus at about Crimson Fields. I believe Crimson Fields, or a little bit before that, is when you get to level 30. I have gotten to level 30 in Marleybone before, so before Mushu. But you don't need to farm for that gear. That's important. I don't farm for any gear up until Waterworks. And obviously you can get the Wintertusk crafted. I've said that before. I've mentioned a video before. Just go back a few days ago. You'll see that my video on Wintertusk crafted versus Waterworks exists and is decent in regards to comparing the stats. I would recommend watching it if you're curious. But for me, I tend to go for Waterworks. I'll farm for all the Waterworks the second I get hit level 60, which is generally in early Celestia, once I do Wintertusk. If not, a bit later Celestia, because sometimes when you finish Wintertusk, if you haven't done any other side quests, you end up at about 54 to 56 rather than 58 to 60. Which, if that's the case, you'll hit level 60 around Science Center, which isn't that bad. Then you farm for Waterworks gear. Obviously, decently easy. You get it all. You're done. Then the rest of the game is yours. Literally, from there, I just do the worlds as they come. I don't tend to do side quests all that often, but if you want to, you can. Obviously, breeze through Celestia once you have Waterworks gear. Then Zafari is easy. Avalon is decently easy. Nothing specific to mention there. Atlantia, I sometimes do it, sometimes don't. Azteca, you do, and then you hit level 90. From there, you go do Hades, and you get the Bladed Felt Titan and Alpha and Omega Ring. I tend to do that on all my wizards because the Bladed Felt Titan's just a very large upgrade from whatever theme you have, and the Alpha and Omega Ring is one of the best rings in the game still. So keep that in mind. Get the Alpha and Omega Ring at the very least. I think that's an important step that I almost always do at level 90. Then I move on, do Chrysalis. That's fine. Obviously do Darkmoor the second you can, and that's where I start to do things like buying crowns and getting Professor's Horde packs, because the Professor's Horde boots are actually a bit better than the Darkmoor gear, specifically just because of the crit and the power pip. Obviously that's not true for every class, but I tend to really like wearing them. It just fits and it works well. Wand, you can do whatever you want. I tend to recommend the most amount of damage you can get. I'm currently using this one just because I had to open a ton of these for Ship of Fools, and the pierce and damage I really like. I'm obviously going to switch to this at 140 when I can. And once you do Chrysalis, obviously you're going to want to farm Morganth for her Athame. Her Athame is probably the best in the game. You could use the Athame from Yevgeny in the graveyard, but it doesn't really matter. The difference is 1 damage and accuracy, which realistically you might want the accuracy, but obviously you can see I have no need for it because I already have 100%. But that's realistically all I do that's special. From there, I just do Polaris, Mirage, Imperia, and then Caramel. Nothing you particularly want. Obviously, this is just how you do it my way. I do the worlds in a specific order. That's fine. Wisteria is a hit or miss. I either do it after Marleybone or I don't do it at all. That's really it. So let me know how you do Wizard101 in the comments section below. Obviously, I do it kind of my own way. This is, again, how I do it every single time. All of these steps I mentioned, I do on every single wizard without fail. It's not like this is a special case and I've done it once or twice. I literally do it all the time. And I know that most people don't do what I do. So let me know if this was either helpful, if you're going to try it my way, if you have a different way to do it, or you dislike my method and think it's shit. All of those are fine things to say. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, hit the sub button. I'm at 750 now, which is a pogged goal. Listen, I never expected to get here, but here I am. And I really thank you for making that possible. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.